How's it going, guys? Second week of YTBA fantasy football. Our league kicked off last week and pretty competitive. There was somewhat competitive games. I know I lost the commish. Lost its first game. Team commish, my team. I think it was by 101 to like 109, like 8 points. As the commish, I do have to say some things. If you won your game, you won fair and square, great. But please pay attention to your team. Because even if you won, doesn't mean you couldn't have won by even more. There's a few of the people, I'm not going to single out anybody, but in our league that did not change out players, and they messed out on opportunities to score even more points. So I wouldn't look at it as, well, I still won, or I could have won, or should have won, or whatever. You look at it as, please, everybody wants to play competitively in this league, and we all want to do our best, and we want to properly handle our lineups every single week. So it starts before Thursday, guys, and you need to pay attention basically Monday morning all the way through Sunday from here on out until the season's over. Other than that, we do have a new standings. It kind of goes like this. Though this is just overall record. This is not points. I'll get to points here in a second. One is Vinegar Strokes. 2 is Team Smith. Enormous Ditka comes in at number 3. Beasley at 4. Wooly at 5. Kamish at 6. 5 Rings at 7. Multiple Goreasms, whatever. MG. I'm going to start calling you MG. 8. Team Henning 9. And Team Baker 10. You would notice that from Kamish down to Team Baker, 6 through 10, those are people who lost last week. They are 0-1 teams. 5 and up, obviously, since it's a 10-man league, 5 people had to win, 5 people had to lose last week. They are 1-0. What's that represent as far as we know we're getting in this league? We do the championships things as best record before the playoffs start, the most points scored in the season before the playoffs start. Okay, so those are 2 implications that you need to pay attention to for the regular season. As far as best record, be 5 teams right now tied, so that we can't settle that or anything like that. However, we do have points, and I want to demonstrate this or speak about this. Like, okay, for instance, Vinegar Strokes won last week. They have a 1-0 record. They do have the total highest points for our league so far. They have 107 points. Team Smith won, and they have the second highest and they're second place in the standings because their point total also is higher than anybody else's at 100. In third points, as far as highest points, is Team Commish, my team. We are third in points, my team is, but we're 6th in the standings. We're 0-1, but we're third in points. We put up 93 and still lost. I think 5 Rings is at 89, somewhere in there, 89 points. I think Enormous did because somewhere like 89 or something. So I think they're 4th and 5th respectively in points. So we know the standings. We also know the points. So even if you didn't win last week, I was talking to another league member. It's important to remind everyone that don't forget about the most points scored in the league before the playoffs start. So if your record's not going to be too hot this year, but you're going to be a real competitive team and you're going to keep scoring high amounts of points, 90s, 100s, 110s, 120 games, and somehow you still end up going up against a guy who scored 150, but you scored 125 and would have beat everybody else in the league, but you had to play the guy that scored 150 that week. Don't forget, eventually at the end of the season, all those points will add up, and you may even win the championship from not one part of the championship as part of being the most points throughout the regular season. So please, people, I know it's just the end of first week, but if you lose again this week and you go 0-2, don't give up on your team. There's other things to be fighting for, so keep it going. There is some matchups this week. I didn't look at everybody. I know Beasley and I are playing. Beasley's playing Team Commish. All I'm saying about your matchups this week is before, you've got about 20 minutes or so, go please, and check your lineups. Look for injuries. Look for people that are inactive. Matthew Berry and ESPN, they put out inactive and active lists, so you should already seen that list if you're paying attention and really focusing on your guys' teams. I expect that stuff to be done before the games start, unless you just forget about it or something. I understand things like happen or emergencies or whatever, but please make the league treat the league right. I mean, you paid your money, to get all your different items you need to make sure you got the best information coming towards you and all that kind of stuff. I just put your best foot forward. That's what I'm saying. So, all right, guys, that's it for week 2. We know the standings. We know the point standing as of right now, at least the first 3. You can get online and look over at the standings and scroll over on your computer or with your finger on your smartphone or tablet or whatever, and it will show you points for and then points allowed. Don't worry about points allowed. Look at points for and look at those points there. And you can see the point standing, and then you can also see the overall standing because based on the points. And then also the order, if there's someone's 0-1, 0-1, or 1-0, they're broken up. They put them in actually 1, 2, 3, 4 and all that in order based on points too. But the people who are 0-1 may actually have more points than the person that's third in standings, but the person third in standings actually won their game, so that's why they're up in the standings. But if you could flip that somehow and press the point button, maybe it'd be different. So just scroll over and look at the points so you guys can keep up with the whole entire league features about points and overall record for the end of the regular season, and keep alternating your players out correctly when needed. And that's it for week 2 show. We'll be back again for week 3 next week, and I'll be updating the records and the points. Until then, check your teams. All right, guys. Later.